What if I told you there's a restaurant in Green Bay serving up dishes and cocktails that rival anything in Milwaukee or Chicago? And it's inside actual train boxcars. This is the Iron Duck restaurant, and what Caleb Suda created here is about to change how you think about dining in Northeast Wisconsin. When Caleb took over this unique train boxcar restaurant, he knew exactly what he wanted to create. A full-service restaurant where every dish comes from their own kitchen. No shortcuts, fresh ingredients from their summer garden, and a global wine list that spans continents. Their cocktails are so exceptional they bottle the signature Post Modern Margarita for takeout. The Teres Major steak has become legendary. And did I mention gluten-free cheese curds? Yeah, gluten-free. Let's have a conversation with the owner of one of Green Bay's best reviewed restaurants. Yoo-hoo!
You called.
Caleb, it's a pleasure. You opened the Iron Duck in 2020, the train boxcar space. Tell us the vision behind that.
Yeah, I grew up in the restaurant industry. I always knew that I wanted to, have a restaurant. Thought I was going to do a few other different things, but I've been in this industry my whole life, and I always kind of found my way back. I grew up in this building. My dad worked in the kitchen while I was growing up, so I've been familiar with the space for a long time. And when I heard that it was for sale, I couldn't pass up on the opportunity to take it on and to kind of be able to do my own thing with it. So.
And what you're doing isn't just taking place inside the boxcars. You've got yourself a breakfast burrito operation outside. Tell us about that.
That's right. That was a COVID innovation. Obviously when things were tough during COVID, we had to get innovative. We had to, find new things to do. So my partner brought it up. He said, hey, we should try breakfast burritos. We did it for one day for a pop-up and it went gangbusters. So now we do it 4 days a week, year round, and it's going great.
It's great to hear. Walk me through what you're creating here at the Iron Duck. For somebody that has never been, how would you describe it?
Yeah, we're American contemporary comfort food, right? I know that sounds like
that sounds amazing and delicious, and like you opened a thesaurus.
Well, thank you very much. We're trying to take things that people know and love, make sure that they're made fresh, in-house, locally as possible, and then we're putting our own little spin on it, a lot of global influence, and just trying to make fun food that's exciting for everyone, that's really, really fresh.
Now, a lot of the food that you're creating comes from in-house. You try to be as locally sourced as possible. You have an on-site garden that you use in some of your dishes. What spawned that? How does that fit in?
So I can't take any credit for that. That is all my business partner. He is a very big gardener, but to all of us, having high quality produce and especially promoting local is very, very important, right? And so if we can have that garden out back, we have the space to have not only better produce, one to save us a buck as well, and to keep promoting local, that's the best case for all scenarios. But that is all him. I do not pull any weeds.
And speaking of promoting local, we are drinking something delicious here that's also local. What are we having right now?
Yeah, this is the Iron Duck Shifty Pilsner in conjunction with Three Sheep. So they make this beer with us, and it's just absolutely fantastic. Light, crisp, clean, delicious.
Exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah.
So the postmodern margarita, people are taking bottles home. It's become a favorite and something you've become known for. What makes it worth bottling?
Yeah, we wanted to have kind of a unique take on a margarita, something that we came up with years back. We have our own little proprietary process that we use to make it. It's totally clear, as you can see.
Yeah.
Very smooth, very easy to drink, and just absolutely crushable. And so we just think that it's above and beyond what a normal margarita is, and they're just absolutely fantastic.
Now, your cocktail program has gained a lot of attention throughout Green Bay. What sets it apart?
We try to do everything in-house. We're trying to stay on the cutting edge of technique and innovation. We're doing techniques like super juices, suppression, which is a technique just created a couple of years ago, and just trying to be innovative and real and have some fun with it. So, there aren't too many places in Green Bay that are doing craft cocktails at all, but we're really trying to add to the dialogue, not just in Green Bay, but in the craft cocktail scene entirely.
And starts with the postmodern margarita. You've got a lot to show us. Let's get to talking.
Let's do it.
So what is it about Green Bay that has really made this the right place to create the Iron Duck?
Yeah, being local and growing up in the Green Bay area, I really wanted to kind of add to the community of it, right? And we really wanted to progress the community. So we feel that Green Bay is just in a very pivotal moment, but there's so much opportunity for introducing of new ideas and just taking people along and to be able to express ourselves in a unique way that is really in conjunction with the community. So we wanted to just kind of be a facet and be involved, and we felt that made it perfect.
Now, outside of dinner service and breakfast burritos, you've got catering, you've got private dining, you've got wine pairing, you've got so many experiences. Are you building a hospitality empire, or do you just love creating the experience?
You know, I don't know if empire is the right word at the moment. But
a smorgasbord?
Maybe a smorgasbord. But I just really love hospitality in general. That's my primary focus. I love making people feel at home, introducing people to new things, teaching people new things, learning new things myself. For me, it's just all about guest experience, and the more guest experience that I can provide, the happier that I am. So maybe that means one day it'll be an empire, but for right now, I'm just going one person at a time and trying to make a difference.
That works. So looking ahead, what's next for the Iron Duck?
You know, we've got a lot of future plans, a lot of things in the works, not everything that we can talk about, but really our primary goal, our primary focus is to continue working to educate, to involve, to progress both the community of Green Bay as well as our own staff and ourselves, right? So we're just going to constantly come up with new ideas, constantly come up with new food features, try to find techniques that, is on the cutting edge in New York, LA, London, Paris, and we're going to try to implement those here because we think Green Bay deserves the best too.
All right, so we've got the traditional Wisconsin Old Fashioned is something you've become known for.
Yes and no, traditional, but also a little bit non-traditional. Let me show you.
Fair enough, but first?
Of course.
Now, you can't spell Wisconsin without Old Fashioned. So, walk us through how you make a classic Wisconsin Old Fashioned.
Yes, absolutely. First off, the thing that makes it a Wisconsin Old Fashioned, right, is going to be the fact that it's got soda in it, right? Now, it's very non-traditional in terms of Old Fashions in the rest of the world, but in Wisconsin, that's how we drink them, right? So we've got a little bit of a maraschino cherry in here. We've got an orange. Going to take a little bit of simple syrup, and then our very classic Angostura bitters.
Only the finest.
Has to be Angostura. If it's not Angostura, you're not doing it right, right? Again, being in Wisconsin, we consume brandy, right?
Yes,
we drink a lot of brandy. So we're gonna do Corbel, the fan favorites.
Oh, the fanciest. This is like the Cristal, but for
Absolutely.
brandy.
Cristal of Wisconsin Old Fashions.
Fair point.
We're gonna muddle, right? Now we need to muddle, and what we're trying to do is kind of break up the cherry and the orange to infuse that flavor into the simple syrup, the Angostura bitters, and the brandy. Top with a little bit of ice. I prefer mine sour. I like that little bit of citrusy kind of flavor going on. A little bit of straw action.
Now I feel like we're missing something here.
We are missing something. We need a garnish, right? And now in Wisconsin, we've got all kinds of garnishes. We do olives, we do Brussels sprouts, we do mushrooms, but I think one of my fan favorites, the classic nostalgic maraschino cherry.
That looks delightful. You could be walking into any fine dining establishment, Wisconsin Supper Club, the Iron Duck. We've got the Wisconsin, if you're T-Pain Old Fashioned here. So
that's right.
Let's dip in. This is
take a
strictly
sip.
for science.
For science only.
Purposes.
Science only.
That tastes like I just had a family get-together over a fish fry. That is delightful. Now, this is not the only Old Fashioned. You're known for a couple other varieties, so let's look through what that is.
Sounds great.
So if you're not from Wisconsin and you don't put soda in your Old Fashions, you make it a classic way with local spirits. Walk us through what you're doing.
That's right. So if you order an Old Fashioned anywhere else in the world besides Wisconsin, right, you're not going to get it with soda. You're going to get it much more spirit forward, right? So it's going to be spirit, sugar, and bitters, and that's really what you're getting. So we're very well known for that, and I think it's a great cocktail, albeit a little bit different from what we're used to, right? So we have got here J. Henry, the pride of Wisconsin.
Delicious.
They've got great rye, they've got great bourbon. This is their Spooner Reserve Rye, just came out. I think it's absolutely fantastic, perfect for Old Fashions. So we're gonna start with a little bit of that, throw 2 ounces onto our large cube here. Now for the classic style Old Fashions, I love that regal large cube. It gives you that kind of nicer drinking experience, and most importantly, it dilutes slowly.
Okay.
Right? We've got simple syrup here. Some people choose to use a sugar cube, which is totally great, but I like the simple syrup because it incorporates a little better, makes for, I think, a smoother drinking experience. Little bit of the Angostura bitters here, classic. No matter where you are, you have to have the Angostura. And then a little orange bitters here as well.
Ooh, some variety.
Yeah, kind of rounds out the flavor, but if you would like to do something different, you can kind of substitute any bitters you'd like there. Black walnut bitters are particularly fantastic.
Okay.
We're gonna stir this, and we're trying to dilute the cocktail. One thing that I've always said is that I think the most important ingredient in cocktails is water, because your water dilution is what's creating your cohesiveness in the cocktail. It's what's creating your balance of flavors. So we need to make sure that there's just the right amount of dilution to make sure it doesn't taste too much just like whiskey, but it also still has a great flavor and doesn't taste like nothing. So we've got that all stirred and chilled down. We're gonna garnish with a little bit.
This is a full meal.
Oh, that's right, that's right. We're garnishing with an orange peel here and an Amarena-Toshi cherry or a Luxardo cherry if you would prefer, and that is a very classic style old fashioned.
Definitely a little bit different from the Wisconsin style. Now again, for science.
For science, always for science.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is ASMR. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now, one of the things you are also known for is an old-fashioned adjacent beverage. Walk us through, what are we making right now?
Yeah, really crazy, really complicated. There's a lot to it, okay?
A lot, okay.
So first we're starting here, we've got a glass with a black granite whiskey stone, right? So that it doesn't dilute at all, right? It's not gonna melt because it's a stone.
Yep, that's usually
We've got
how it works.
our mix right here, our batch that we have spent the time creating. And we are going to pour that right onto our stone. And we are going to garnish with a little bit of orange peel and lime peel. And that is really gonna be it for the actual execution of this cocktail.
Now, okay, hold on a second. So, you just poured something magical in there. You garnished lime, orange, but up here it looks like a chemistry class. There's something I'm missing. Walk me through it.
Yeah, so the primary effort that it takes to make this drink is in the prep, right? And it's a new technique called suppression that was created in 2023 by Ian McPherson at Panda & Sons Bar in Edinburgh, Scotland, right?
I was gonna say, because the word suppression is far older than that. So 2023, he created it.
Yes.
What does that actually mean?
Yeah, so suppression, we have a cocktail keg here, right? And this is specifically meant for freezing cocktails. So we are going to take all of our old-fashioned ingredients, J. Henry small batch, we've got piloncillo syrup, which is a Mexican brown sugar, several different kinds of bitters, and a little bit of water. We're pre-diluting. So instead of stirring, we're adding that dilution into the cocktail, putting it in this keg, and freezing it solid. The reason it's called suppression, it means under pressure.
Okay.
Right? So by freezing it with leaving no space in that keg, the pressure infuses the cocktail with whatever you want. In our case, Oaxacan black mole.
Oaxacan black mole.
Yes.
In an old fashioned.
Yes.
My mind and my taste buds are blown right now, and I haven't even had it yet.
Well, please feel free, take a sip.
For science, of course.
For science, always for science. We wanted to do kind of a savory take on an old fashioned, something with a little bit more depth and complexity going on, and and try this new technique.
I taste so much of that brown, like the sugar aspect of it.
It's a lot going on.
It's
a lot going on.
I feel as though I need a moment.
Take a moment. Take a moment. That's all right. This happens for a lot of people. It's okay. It's okay. You know, take another sip. Maybe by the end of the cocktail, you might understand how you feel. But if not, order a second one.
Yeah, that is too good to pass up. That is too good to pass up. So we've got our Wisconsin Old Fashioned. We've got our classic Old Fashioned. If somebody were to walk in and want to have this masterpiece in a glass, what are they ordering?
This is the L.O.T 7, the L.O.T 7. So you walk in here, you say, hey, I want the L.O.T 7. This is exactly what you're gonna get.
Exceptional.
Thank you.
All right, so where can people find you and the Iron Duck?
We are at 2525 Velp Avenue in Howard, Wisconsin. Exit Velp Ave off of 41. We're just 1 mile down the road. You can find us on our website, www.ironduckrestaurant.com. We are active on Facebook and Instagram, always posting, and we do have a newsletter that you can subscribe to on our website as well to stay up to date on catering, events, things like that.
Caleb built on what came before. He saw potential in these historic train boxcars, where hospitality means knowing your guests, and cocktails mean craft, not convenience. Where every detail from garden to glass reflects a commitment to excellence. This is what happens when someone has a clear vision and the dedication to execute it, where you take time to perfect every element of the experience. The Iron Duck shows what's possible when passion meets purpose in Green Bay. Whether you're looking to explore Green Bay or call it home, it's places like the Iron Duck that show you what this community is all about. It's innovation through transformation. It's quality that earns awards, and it's hospitality that keeps people coming back. I'm Alex Young of the Bowtie Group. Subscribe to the channel for more local stories just like Caleb's.